In this video, I'm sharing 5 uncommon yet powerful practices to support your body, mind, and spirit after giving birth. These are gentle, nourishing tools to reconnect with yourself, strengthen your body, and find some peace in the roller coaster that postpartum can be. So if you're ready to feel held and whole again, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. My name is Manon and I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner and life coach for women, especially for mamas. And I help you reconnect to your true authentic self through self-care and rituals to feel more radiant and nurtured in your life. So if you resonate with this, please subscribe and stick around. The first practice that is usually not talked about very much during postpartum is breathwork. Breathwork doesn't have to be long, complicated, and complex in the type of breath work you're doing. My commitment, for example, after giving birth was to, each time I nursed, to breathe consciously with my baby. This was a very simple practice for me to implement because I had to sit still anyway to nurse, and it was a lot of my time during the day. So I just decided to commit this time to breathing consciously. And this is very important because first, you had a huge workout giving birth, especially if you gave birth naturally. And your pelvic floor after giving birth vaginally can be very weakened. And one way to strengthen this pelvic floor is to strengthen the diaphragm. You've probably heard that we have 3 floors in our body. We have one in the throat, we have the diaphragm, and we have the pelvic floor. And they're all connected. So for example, when I'm talking right now, I'm using my diaphragm to exhale, to be able to speak. And my pelvic floor needs to be engaged as well, otherwise my voice is going to be very weak and I'm not going to have a lot of energy to speak. What it does when you actually connect to your breath on a conscious level, you are going to reconnect yourself to your diaphragm and strengthen it, which is so important because you're going to have a better ability to breathe deeply, which helps relax your mind, having more energy because you receive more oxygen in your cells. And it also going to reconnect you to your pelvic floor and strengthen that pelvic floor, which is very important. And you know, because you've probably done work with a PT or with your pelvic floor in general to recover from birthing. And breath work, in my opinion, is a very unspoken tool for this, but it's very efficient. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. There are very simple yogic breathing that you can find on YouTube, like belly breathing, like box breathing, where you inhale, hold, exhale, and hold for the same amount of time. And you can also, if you have yoga classes around you, request some guidance from your yoga teacher. Usually they are trained in breathwork as well. And be mindful to stick to very gentle breathing practices. Try to avoid things that are too stimulating, too draining for your energy because you need it and you don't have a lot right now. Another practice that is not very recommended from what I've heard on the postpartum world is Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a practice of yoga that is very passive. It's more like visualization, meditation that is going to support you to relax your whole body and mind in an active way. So I know it's passive, but it's an active relaxation. You're going to set an intention to, for example, feel your right arm and feel your left arm and literally connect with your muscles to decide to relax. And it's such a powerful tool because first most of us are sleep deprived after giving birth. We usually have a hard time finding time or creating time to sleep more because there's so much to do during the day. And Yoga Nidra doesn't have to be a long practice. Usually 30 minutes is great. And it can be even more powerful than napping. That's what science actually found, that Yoga Nidra is more resting and provides more recovery than regular napping. So again, YouTube is your friend, and also there's an app called Insight Timer that you can download. I'm not sponsored or anything. I've just been using this app for years, and there are so many free guided meditation and Yoga Nidra on it. So you can find things that resonate with you, a voice that you like, a practitioner that you like. And you can also look around because there are yoga teachers who are specialized in Yoga Nidra. This practice is probably gonna sound a little awkward, especially in a video for postpartum, but if you can walk barefoot for a while, just a little bit in your day outside, it's going to be very supportive. Why? Barefoot walking is going to stimulate many areas on your foot, and you know probably that the foot is used for reflexology to stimulate organs and areas in the body. And when you walk outside barefoot, you are going to encounter rocks, pebbles, and different structures, different textures outside, and it's going to strengthen your feet, and this is also going to strengthen your pelvic floor. So when you want to strengthen your base, what we usually call the root chakra, walking barefoot is a very simple yet accessible way to do it. And again, it doesn't have to be very long, and I would actually recommend you to do it very gently at first, because if you're not used to it, it can create some tension. Learn on smooth surfaces first and then go up in intensity with walking in more challenging areas in your yard, for example. But I wanted to offer you this option because when we think about pelvic floor therapy, we only think about the Kegels and the visualization eventually, if we are open to this. And there's not enough emphasis on the daily thing that we already do, breathing, walking. These are things we already do anyway, especially when we need to calm down our babies. So if we can stack a practice that is going to serve our pelvic floor with something we have to do anyway, I think it's so much more powerful than trying to create time to do our Kegel exercise. And of course, Kegel exercises are great and they are necessary for many women and for many moms, but you can supplement those exercises by doing things that are already part of your life, like walking barefoot and breathing. Something that has been very, very supportive for me as a new mom and that I've heard by the moms around me a lot is mother circles. Mother circles are simply a gathering of moms, usually new moms, but it can be any mom, and they're here to just be with each other, talk about birth, talk about what it is to parent, talk about challenges, talk about victories, and just celebrate each other. And it's been such a game changer for me to have this every week. I would go to a mother circle, the same one, so I knew the women very well, and we would see each other evolving, we would see our babies evolving because we would take our babies with us. And I remember talking to this woman in their circle who was pregnant, and she was like, I'm not even a mom yet. I mean, I am because I'm pregnant, but I haven't met my baby yet, but this circle is already so nourishing and so supportive for me. Because we need that support, we need that community, we need other women who went through what we went through, even if they're at the same stage that we are. It is so crucial to have so many different perspectives, and it can help us release some of the pressure and the tension around the daily struggles and the daily trying to figure out everything about motherhood. And this practice is probably the least heard of in the postpartum advice that I hear all around the internet. But it's been so impactful in my own life, and I want to share it with you because I want you to benefit from it. It's sound practice. We can call it mantra, yoga, whatever we call it, using sound as a healing tool for our body and mind. Why I love this practice? It's free, it's accessible. It can be very, very customized, so you don't have to do a very long practice. You don't have to go anywhere for it. You don't need anybody for it. You just need your voice and some attention of yourself. What I love about this is that it connects you again with your diaphragm and again with your pelvic floor because they are all connected. So when you let your voice resonate, it's going to impact all those areas and all those floors in your body. So you strengthen your pelvic floor, you strengthen your diaphragm, you benefit from the vibration of the sound itself. I love one of my teacher, Anandra George, says about sound. She teaches a mantra practice that is not religious, that is non-cultural. It's just based on the physical effect of the sound on your body. And she says that sound is the meaning. You don't have to understand like Sanskrit or any of the languages, sound itself is the remedy. And the other thing we don't think about is that it's not only calming for us, it's very calming for the baby. So you can use sound for many things. You can use it for stimulation, for calming, for inspiration. And I've been using this from birth, even before birth, but especially once I gave birth to my daughter, because it calmed her down. When I was humming, it's something that most moms would do naturally, like to help calm their baby. They feel it. They feel the vibration. They feel the sound going into their bodies. And I remember walking in the house for like an hour sometimes, just humming and singing a mantra that is very simple. And the mantra that I would like to recommend is a simple letter. That's what I love about Sanskrit. It's that each letter can be a healing tool in itself. And that letter is A. A is a combination of A and E. When you combine those two and when you switch from one to another, I, in the middle, you've got A, like in break, like in cake. And this sound A is particularly interesting to reconnect us to our womb. And it's the letter we say that is connected to the origin, the source of everything. So I love this mantra for moms specifically because it helps you reconnect to your womb, to heal that part of your body and work with this resonance inside of your being. And the sound A is also union, is also energy and creative energy, which you needed a lot to give birth. And now you need it to recover your own health and also to produce milk for your baby if you're breastfeeding. The sound that can support your baby to fall asleep, little mantra trick, is O. The sound O is very, very calming and it's found in Som. Som is the mantra of the moon, and the moon is related to sleep. In French we say sommeil, sleep, and Som is this Sanskrit root for all those other words meaning sleep. So when you chant Som, Som, you may actually feel more drowsy and sleepy. So if that can help your baby fall asleep, here it is. It's free and easy to practice. So let me know which of those practices you're going to try. I'm curious. All those practices that I shared with you today are super accessible. And if you did enjoy this video, you will benefit from watching this one where I talk about many ways to bond with your baby after birth and why it's important for yourself and your baby's health. So I'll see you there on a different video, and until next time, stay radiant and nurtured. Bye bye.